Hey, what's going on, boys? Movement here, and this is going to be probably a short video. A few people were asking me what my creator classes were on Warzone, and I'm gonna basically just run through the classes that I use. I use three main classes, and then one of them is like an experimental class, which I just use random shit on. So we're just gonna take a look at the weapons here. So the first one is my sniper class. We're going to go over all the perks, the equipment, and the secondary first before we go over the primary, because the primary is the only thing that changes in the class. So for the pistol, we want to use the 357 pistol, the Magnum revolver, and here's my attachments: 357 long barrel, 1 milliwatt laser, lightweight trigger, snake shot, and then for the perk you want to use a Kimbo. That's for the pistol. It's the same on every class. Moving on are the perks: cold-blooded, ghost, and tune-up. Cold-blooded because you don't want to be we're gillying it up, okay? Don't want to be seen by thermal optics. Ghost, we don't want to get picked up on UAVs or heartbeat sensors. Heartbeat sensors being the main thing we're hiding from. And then tune up if your buddy's down, you gotta revive him. If you're mainly a solo player and you never play duos, you want to probably use amped. That's a really good one. Or maybe tracker. It's up to you. Third perch, personal preference. I would either go between these two though. Tune up and amped. And then C4, because everybody, and I mean like a lot of people, just try to cheese the game and drive around with C4s. You just throw a C4 out and boom, he's pretty much dead. So yeah, I would only really use this if you break a guy's armor and it secures a kill, or blowing up a guy who's trying to run you over in a vehicle, because that's chalked. Tactical's heartbeat sensor. You could use other equipment, but nothing like if you're a ghillie suit player, like a ghillie guy, heartbeat sensor is the one, because you want to make sure the area is clear before you get out of your bush or before you move. Or you can use it also to you can also use it so you know where the enemy is, so you know how to position yourself better in the bush if you're a more advanced ghillie player. And yeah, that's all that stuff. So now we're gonna focus on the primary weapons for all the classes. So my sniper, I run monolithic suppressor, the biggest barrel on the HDR, so the 26.9 HDR Pro. I use this sight. Now I'm sure I'm gonna get a few comments about this, so I'm gonna explain it. So if I'm in a bush, or if I'm laying down in the grass and I'm trying to snipe someone, if I use any of these greater magnifying optics like the thermal scope or the variable zoom, it shows up that little flashlight or the scope glint at the end of your gun. And if you're in a bush, you literally stick out like a sore thumb. So you literally cannot ghillie snipe without this optic. You could try the 3 times VLK sight, and you could also try the scout, but I'm pretty sure this one is the highest magnified optic that doesn't have a scope glint. That's why I use that. F-Tac Stalker Scout, because the ADS on snipers are dreadful, so that speeds it up. You could swap it out for aiming stability if you're not good at aiming while holding in your breath. Or you could try this one, the F-Tac Champion, but I prefer to use the Stalker Scout. And then underbarrel and ammunition, just like these ammo just hurt the gun because it just slows you down, and recoil control is pointless on a bolt action rifle. So I put sleight of hand. Yeah, sleight of hand's probably the most useful one there, and that's my ghillie sniper setup. Moving on to the next class, everything's the same except the primary weapon. This is my SMG loadout. It's a MP7 with monolithic suppressor, FFS recon barrel, FFS close quarters stock, just to help with a bit of the mobility issues that the foregrip and the monolithic suppressor and the barrel, their cons are aimed down sight speed, so put this on to help a little bit. You could run no stack actually. No stack might not be a bad shout, but we want a bit of we want the recoil control, so I like the FFS close quarter, and then because the health and armor system's a thing, we want 60 round magazine, and if I haven't already said, Merc foregrip. You could actually use Commando foregrip, but I like Merc just because it gives you that hip fire accuracy up close. Next, we're moving on to the assault rifle. This is the M4. This is a big one. Everyone always like. This is everyone. If you watch my content, you always see like I mainly use the M4. Sorry. Monolithic suppressor, M16 grenadier stock, GI mini reflex, 60 round clip, and the Commando foregrip. Now, if you're struggling with recoil a bit, this gun doesn't really have much recoil to begin with, but if you're struggling with that vertical recoil from the Commando foregrip, you can put on Ranger foregrip. But Ranger foregrip slows down the gun a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton. Your gun just turns into an absolute bus. It aims down sights so slow. So what you can do to combat this is you can put on the Corvus Custom Marksman, and that gives it a little bit more mobility, so it feels a little bit more snappy. But like I said, I prefer this Commando foregrip and the M16 stock Grenadier with GM and reflex. And yeah, everything's the same. And for my 4th class, this is sort of an experimental one. I don't like the class is always changing. Like I'm always using different weapons on this. But here's the setup I have now. It's a kilo with pretty much the same things as my M4. The biggest barrel, GM and reflex, 60 round mag, Commando, and monolithic. So yeah, that's all my classes. I don't really use other stuff. Like all these stuff is all just stuff I use like to test stuff out. I was trying to level up the new pistol with this one. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. That's it. Someone left a comment saying that this ghillie suit, this knife fang one, doesn't actually work with thermal. It's bugged out. But I'm gonna go and test that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm out. Peace.